What's up, party people, and welcome back to another episode of Dance Specific Talks. I'm Teaser.
What's up, everybody? I am Coach Sebastian. We are here with some special guests today. We have a special episode. What's happening?
Whoop,
Cheers, cheers,
whoop,
cheers, cheers, cheers.
Ay, ay, ay.
Teaser, make the introduction, Teaser. Who are we here with?
So we are here with Germany's finest kizomba
Finest.
couple. I would say we are inviting here Maxwell and Sonja. Ba, 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 ba,
Hey,
ba.
hi everyone. Hi
Hello,
everyone.
everybody.
Hi everyone. Thanks for
So,
having us.
Oh, we are so excited to talk to you about everything dance related. And to this interview, we have prepared some questions, obviously, about what you teach and all of that. So let's just get right into it.
Let's get it.
You
All right.
two are living where in the world?
Yes. We're both living in Cologne in the western part of Germany, so directly at the borders to the Netherlands.
And
Yeah.
how is the Kizomba community there? Just a quick, like, is it a big community, or are you actually one of the few kind of teaching couples, or what's happening over there?
Yes. Sonia, you wanna go?
Yeah, I can go. So we have a big Kizomba Urban Kids community here in Cologne and the NRW area. We have many amazing teachers of different styles, like I said, Kizomba, Semba, Urban Kids, Tarasho. We have many parties and festivals, also events. Maxwell is also an organizer, so he can tell you also more about that. But we're very happy to be located here in Cologne and to also see the scene growing. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing, guys.
Amazing. And Maxwell, how did you get into dancing, and kind of how did that lead up to you starting to teach Kizomba?
So dancing, wow, it's been quite a while. Like most dancers, I started with salsa and bachata back in the university days, and Kizomba came into the picture after attending some SBK parties, so salsa, bachata, and Kizomba parties, and I was always curious about the music. But I think for the first 2 years, so between 2015 and 2017, salsa and bachata were still the main dances, and Kizomba was on the side. And then with time, I was drifting in the scene, and with time, Kizomba became the main dance, and then urban kids. And back in 2017, when I moved to a city in Germany, Munich, in the southern part of Germany, I started teaching at the dance school, starting with like a teaching course or a teacher's course. And then from there, I started teaching in the dance school. So that's basically how, it was kind of unplanned, kind of going with the flow, following up events. And then since then, been trying to give back to the community.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow. Where's your heritage, Maxwell?
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria, Niger.
Okay. Niger. So
Niger,
dance is dance a big part of your culture from home also? Obviously Nigeria, but
Yes.
from your family home, was dancing always a big thing?
Yes, it was always a big thing, but not couple dances. So growing up, I was like, Nigeria is not like very, I would say it's not part of the culture. We have mostly Afrobeats, mostly Fuju and like solo dance types. So I grew up with like the music, with the dancing, but couple dancing was first when I was studying in the university. So that's when I kind of got introduced to like salsa and bachata.
And how about you,
Yeah.
Sonja? What did you grow up with any type of dance or culture in your household, and how did you kind of got into the dancing scene?
So my background is like I danced hip hop for quite a long time. So 10 years, like when I was very, very young, we were also competing. I was in a very committed group. It was like a lot of it was very, very exciting, yes. And then I also started to go to SBK parties. when I was like in university, and I heard like, I remember back in the days when there was not that much kizomba, and I heard like this one kizomba song each hour, and the song was so nice. The music touched me so much, and then I started like loving the dance and the music.
That's beautiful.
And yeah, it was so beautiful. I was at these parties, I was only waiting like for these one or two kizomba songs every hour. Yes, yes. And then I went to festivals, like the whole thing. And now I also dance Brazilian zouk and lambada.
Ooh, the
And
forbidden dance.
yeah. Yes, exactly, exactly. The forbidden dance. And it's exciting to see how the dances complement each other, like also in connection to the roots and the music. So it's a very exciting journey, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you know that, Sebastian, but Brazilian zouk obviously is played on zouk music, but then you have like the zouk love, and then you have ghetto zouk, and ghetto zouk music is what Urban Kiss is based on.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Mm.
Souk Love, I know. We play a lot of if you guys don't know, like
Mm.
I'm in the Cape Verde Islands. This is
Yeah.
I have part of my heritage down here. So Souk
Yeah.
Love we play. Ghetto Souk, not that much. Not that much.
Mm.
And there was a whole, we
Mm.
also have like Cabo Love, which is Cape Verdean mix of Souk
Mm.
Love type style. So you hear a lot, you hear it a lot.
Oh.
Amazing. And so when did you two kind of get introduced to each other? Because you guys are friends, you're now also colleagues and dance partners. So how
Yeah.
did you end up meeting each other and decide like we're gonna be like a teaching couple together?
Yeah. That was also kind of unplanned and part of like going with the flow. So that was what I moved to Cologne from Munich, and I joined a dance group from one of the dance artists in Germany. Stones Rock, Rock Your Team was, or Rock Your Dance was the name of the team. And after a while, Sonia also joined the team, and then we started training together. Back then, she was living in Frankfurt, and we were just training together. And it so happened that she got a job and moved. I guess you can say more about that in a bit, to Cologne. And then I moved into Cologne in 2022, and we continued training and realized actually we have similar mentality about the dance, similar, I would say, mentality about teaching as well, similar passion about teaching. So it kind of was natural to begin to teach together. So we decided to begin the partnership in end of 2022.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Wow.
for people who don't know, also you are part of like the Generation Kiss, the Gen Kiss network that
Yep.
have the base here in the Netherlands, and they always have this dance to express, not to impress kind of mentality. Is
Oh,
that
what a
something?
slogan.
Yeah, right? And
Yeah.
like, was that kind of the similar values that you bonded over, Sonia? Or is that what kind of values do you feel like you and Maxwell radiate out in the world?
So that was one of the reasons why we joined Gen Kiss. We also like we want to create like with the teaching, but also as dancers, as social dancers, create like a healthy and safe environment for everyone. And just one, there are a lot of discussions about for example, sexism in the kizomba scene. And so we always try to make people feel welcome and safe, also independently of the dance level, because dancing is a journey, right? And we all started somewhere. And it's so like, it's sad to see when there are people who are passionate about the music and they want to start, but then they are like so much in their heads. And yeah, so in teaching and as social dancers, we try to commit this feeling like everyone is welcome, and we try to take care of each other. Also in classes, for example, we use the term leaders and followers and not men and women, to make sure like everyone can express themselves in the way they want. If they feel more like leading, if they feel more like following, if they want to do both, like it's all free, and also educating beginners, especially also followers, women in this case, that it's so important to have their boundaries clear, and that it's important that they feel safe in the dance and in the environment, and to like if they feel okay, because it's a very close dance, right? And in the beginning, when you're starting, you don't know which is normal, how should it feel, are boundaries crossed or not. So we also try to like create sensitivity for that in the classes and as social dancers and with our beautiful team. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. What are when you are creating this and you stand on very clear values, not only as people but also as dance instructors, and it's really clear that you are feeling a sense of responsibility for the community and for your community and your people. What are some of the challenges that you guys have been faced with while trying to, or while doing your best to create a healthy environment for dancers? We had an episode a couple of weeks ago when we spoke about just the craziness that are happening within the culture of Afro-Latin. It's not Afro-Latin dancing only, it's dancing in general, with a lot of toxicity and a lot of violation and stepping over people's boundaries and using of artists. Like, what has been some of the challenges and how have you conquered them? Or how are you pursuing to conquer them, perhaps?
Well, I think it's still part of the process in terms of conquering the challenges. I would say some of the major challenges come from besides the scene itself and the toxicity happening in the dance. Some other challenges come from like people really understanding the history of the dance, the evolution and the connection of kizomba and urban keys. And one of the big challenges, at least that I see, is that many new dancers lose the connection to the roots of the dance. And for some, it's just, a fun thing. And, you also have the other part where the kizomba community or where the roots are coming from have a feeling that the dance is completely going a different direction. So these are one of the challenges, to bring both communities together to allow for evolution or to allow for ideas, but still kind of, let people know about the culture, the respect for the culture, and also understanding where the dance is coming from. And I think we try to do this by also, like in our classes, to make sure that we also find some time to explain the history of the dance, where the dance is coming from, why it actually started, and how it actually evolved in Europe. And to the point around toxicity and just point of inequality, I think I can give the room for Sonia to to dive in on that part.
Yes. So thank you, Maxwell, for the beautiful explanation. It was really nice to listen to. For other challenges for us, especially as a couple who like a newcomer dance couple, so we are not yet that visible, or we are visible in certain areas, but in others there's still a lack of visibility. You also always have to think about who you're teaching with, who you're working for, right? So there are certain organizers or groups of organizers or events where okay, you have certain values and you want to stick to them, but you also see opportunities and you also need the platform. So how do you deal with this? And then there are like, you also don't have first-hand accounts, but then people also judge you for accepting offers. And I understand, because we're really much value-wise on that side. But then if we would like 100% or 200% strictly stick to our values, then it would be very, very difficult in this scene to like to get jobs, to work, to get the platform, right? So this is one of the challenges. The other challenge, and that we also understand, because we understand that sometimes it's also difficult for organizers to pay artists fairly. But we would put so much work into our art, in teaching, in dancing, and evolving,
Of
competing.
course, yeah.
And then, and we are also not all financially equally, how do I say? We also don't have the financial, not all of us have a financially like great background that we say, oh, we put in so much work, but then we teach everywhere for free or for a very low amount, even though we spend our whole days like training and preparing classes.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so difficult
Of
because we want
course.
to be there, but yeah.
Yeah, of course, it's super difficult, and you raised some really good points, and I would love to go back a little bit to one of the first points, that how is it as an artist that are standing on, or as two people that are standing on very strong foundational values? It's very clear when you're communicating that you are standing on these, what is right and what is wrong, and you stand for it, but at the same time you have to. But this is the world one. This is one of the biggest festivals that I can get access to, and if I don't take this leap of faith and actually do this, I'm not going to be able to spread my art and what is actually my mission for the world, what is good for what I know that is good for the world. But at the same time, if I take this step, I am indirectly supporting, a predator, perhaps, because I think we all know what's happening inside of our community, so we don't need to go too much into details. But
Sugar coated.
yeah, to sugarcoat it, like thank you. Like these are convicted predators that are out there that until now stands on very, very strong, being supported by a lot of people. Like how? Tell me a little bit more about that. Like how do you guys navigate around that? Because I can think it. I, as a person myself and as an international artist, I think it's hard. So how do you navigate around this?
That's a very, very good question, and one of the, I would say, major challenges that upcoming artists face.
Yeah.
And for us, what we also look at is what is the, I would say, the brand of these organizations, or the persons representing, what is the brand doing in the current day and age?
Yeah.
Are there still upcoming repeated stories, or are there like steps to making amends, steps to more healthy environment for dancers? And even though there might have been some history in the, like in terms of cases in the past, so what are they currently doing for the scene? And we also look at that to kind of decide on with whom we want to work with. But I'll say until now, we've not even gotten on the stage yet with like some of the very big brands to make that decision. But that's like, those are the kind of things that we are also thinking about. Like, okay, so what are they representing in terms of like nowadays? Because the other challenge is that if you look at the scene and most of the big brands, most of them have, I would say, cockroaches in the cupboards, and there have been stories from most of the big brands. That's actually why I started organizing events myself with a team of three people.
Yeah.
It's called Kiss Essence, because we want to go back to the real meaning of Kizomba, based on connection and simplicity, and trying to foster that type of environment.
Yeah.
But for myself and Sonia, as upcoming artists, we're also like mindful of with whom we want to work with. And even though there might have been stories in the past, that we still try to focus on, okay, what are they currently doing to make amends and also to support the scene.
And if I may jump in there really quickly, and we also have a lot of communication about that. Like when people see dance teachers and they think all we do is like training and dancing and teaching that one class. No, like there are so many like hour-long conversations, like what is the right thing to do? What should we not do? What is the risk? Like we talk to our team, we talk to different people. We also take the concerns of other people who don't think it's a good decision, like serious, like we listen to them. So that's also something we definitely do, and what takes a lot of time and emotional work also.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. And you live in that
And I think
space where, sorry, Tisa, take it away. I got excited.
No, but it's really also what you're talking about now. It's that power of community and how important it is to have that network where you can honestly talk about these things, have support, have safe space, and also that a collaboration between other artists, right?
Yeah.
Because if only a few couples are saying no to these organizers, nothing will change. But if you have a community where you like, no, we're gonna support other organizers and we are actually gonna do our own events instead. That is a way to change things. We cannot always change the world, but we can change the people that are nearest and dearest to ourselves, and we can make options. And if we can create options for students, then hopefully they will re-navigate to where the essence is better.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sebastian, did you want to say something
No,
before I
I just
ask more about his
I just wanted to give you guys some flowers publicly for taking this responsibility of doing what you are doing, and especially saying that, hey, we are not only talking about it, we're actually making actual steps towards creating. Okay, but like this is a bunch of predators over there. It's like, okay, cool, but I'm gonna create my own event. I'm gonna take my own personal responsibility and create my own event. And now we're gonna stand on these. These are the values and principles we're gonna stand on.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing. And I again just want to really give you guys some flowers for doing that and taking responsibility, because this is our scene. So I love it. I love it. Just want to share that
Thank
publicly.
you. It means a
Yeah.
lot.
Thanks.
Yeah. No,
Thanks a
I
lot.
can imagine what it is that you guys go through, and like Sonja, like you're saying, like it takes a lot of emotional work and a lot of emotional investments that nobody sees, and if you're not a part of it or organizing, you have no idea what this is about. So that's what I wanted to throw in there.
Yeah, shout
Thank
out.
you.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about Kiss Essence. I want to hear I want to hear how like the thoughts have been going around that, and what kind of feeling are you actually trying to create there? And yeah, just tell us a little bit more about it, because to be an event organizer is something completely different from
Yeah.
actually doing dance classes.
Yeah.
So yeah, talk to us.
Yeah. Keys Essence. So we've been on them for 2 years, roughly 2 years. And basically the idea came after the workout started. So when I moved to Cologne, I began organizing small events just to kind of give to the community, because I've always been, even before dance, I always loved joining different communities. They could be Black communities, they could be cultural communities. And so with dancing, I just started like doing some work, helping upcoming dancers, giving back to the community, sharing my values. And then when I became very close with two other friends, Benny living in Berlin and Tashima living in Frankfurt, we have similar values, and we decided, okay, why don't we put forces together and start to organize events? And the name Kiss Essence came actually afterwards. So we just started organizing events, and we made sure that we worked with artists that actually follow these values. So artists that actually represent equality in the dance, artists that are actually down to earth with participants and are very warm, very approachable. And so these are most of the artists that we work with. And then with time, we decided, okay, what do we actually represent? One thing is connection, because that's what the dance is about. And we also want to include simplicity in terms of keeping things simple and just making people or giving people the opportunity to have fun. And this was how we started deciding on, okay, what name should we use? Essence is actually, it connects to the root of something, and the symbol of Kiss Essence, it's like two drops of water intertwined. And so these are kind of the ideas that came to us, and it's still growing. So it's still a young brand, and yeah. So we just try to make sure that on one hand, people feel safe, feel welcome, create like a very family vibe, and also really pay attention to the kind of artists that we work with, and also like from ourselves, we're not just the brand, but also we as human beings, the three of us in the team, we also try to kind of exuberate these same values, so that people actually see the values of the brand and also the people behind the brand as well.
That's a great answer, and I know there are a lot of Sonja giving you a standing ovation. That's a great answer. I know there are a lot of people that want to start organizing this, and just hearing what you're saying, I get inspired. It's like, wow, like I would love to be, I would love to have a community like that of my own.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that I am the leader, but just to be part of a community like that, right?
Yeah.
And what it sounds like you're describing something that is very decentralized. There's not one leader. It's like, no, we're a community
Yeah.
and everybody come and you can raise your voice. And it just happens to
Yeah.
be that I'm the organizer because nobody else did it, right? Could you
Yeah.
could you just elaborate just a little bit more on how that somebody who wants to create this or listening to this podcast and gets inspired, and then how can I, what are some of the first steps for me to do to create this? Because one of the fears a lot of people have when we are talking about organizing things is just, I don't want to organize it. And then I stand there alone and nobody comes. And now I'm a loser. And then now I have all of these value judgments on myself and I'm a terrible person and now I can't dance. Like, how would somebody start walking this journey towards organizing something healthy?
Yeah. I would say the first thing, at least based on my experience, is trying to understand the local community. So really going to the already available events, socializing with the people, understanding the needs in the local community. And the other important part is also to respect those that are already putting the work in the
Yeah.
community. So even begin to
Because
support
we are a
them.
community.
Exactly.
Keyword is
Yes.
community. It's not my community. It's
Yeah.
our community.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So trying to support them, and so actually, I believe in putting the work first, and then the toppings like the brand, the name. These are things that should be results of the work itself. So I think instead of sitting down to think of, okay, what should I call this? What event I want to organize, but rather just start putting in the step-by-step work and trying to understand, gather information, talk to people, and also look out for others in the community who have similar passion or similar values, and talk to them, begin to do things together,
Yeah.
and organically you kind of get towards the same direction, and then you need to put like a structure, and that's where the name comes into it, the organizing comes into it.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. I feel like I'm ready to get a little bit into my philosophical part here.
Time to deep dive,
And
guys.
I have a question for you, Sonia, my fellow beautiful lady. Um, what is it? Because I have had the honor to dance with Maxwell once, and I have my own interpretation of how he dances and what made me feel so good in that connection. But I want you, Sonia, to explain what is it with Maxwell's way of leading that allows you as a follower to express your most juicy self?
Maxwell is
That's
reaching. Maxwell is
So
reaching for the water. He knows some heat is coming right now. What is happening?
No. So what I feel very impressive and what I like a lot when he's dancing with me, but also when he's dancing with other people, I have to say, is that he's very present. Yeah. So I had a lot of experience with other people that they like dance with you, but they don't really dance with you, you know? Like I feel the presence, and at the same time there's a lot of creativity and also non-judgment. You say it like this?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, when we train and when we dance, I feel like we create so much out of the mistakes we do, and this creates such a space for evolution and for our own style. And Maxwell dances other styles, and I'm dancing other styles. So there's this fusion moment, and it's also a little messy, but it's also so rich and so beautiful, and we can express so much with that. And yeah, and both of us also love the drama. So
Oh, dramatic
That
dancing.
was the
Oh,
most toxic,
okay.
healthy. That was the healthiest, toxiest answer I've ever heard. We love
no,
the drama.
we love the healthy,
The
we
healthy
love the
drama.
healthy, performative, artistic drama.
Fantastic. That's a
Yes.
great expression.
Yes, but if it would be one thing, it would be the presence and attention he gives. And I'm like so impressed when we are booked and we are at the events and he's dancing like, and I'm not saying, because I also understand that people are not doing it and I know that there are discussions around it, but seeing how committed he is to give the dancers a good feeling and to be so present, independently of the characteristic of the dancer, like outward appearance level. This is so beautiful to see and to experience. Yeah.
Wow, what a great
Oh, that's
answer.
I'm going to
so
cry.
What a
nice.
great
Cry
answer.
now.
Well, Maxwell, you're also gonna get kind of a similar question because
Yeah.
in Kizomba we don't talk a lot about how much the followers allows the leaders to express, and sometimes an energy from a follower can change how safe a leader feels to be more creative, to be more vulnerable, or maybe
Yeah.
to try something new. So what is
Yeah.
it, Maxwell, with Sonja that
Mm.
makes you a better leader? What is it that she does that just expands you as a dancer?
Yeah. I'm not sure if I can top up the answer from
Try.
Give it a shot, give it a
from
shot, brother.
Sonia.
You got this, you got this.
Yeah, but I think it's the fact that she has like the rich background. So coming from the hip hop side, the Zouk side, the Brazilian Zouk side, and Lambada side, it brings a different flavor to Kizomba and urban kids, because Kizomba is a very grounded dance based more on the lower body, and the upper body is doing less. And so from outside, it doesn't seem to be too much expressive, but rather, it's more about the connection. And then what that part of Sonia brings is being able to use the upper body in a more flowy manner, in a flowy manner, and also to have a more open frame. And also this gives the leader, or gives me at least, kind of to go out of the conventional close frame and just making the steps, but rather to use the body more. And I also started learning Brazilian Zouk the last year, just to kind of get out of the comfort zone and use the body more, and not just based on the steps. And it also gives me as a leader more room to express beside the step and add some body movements. And some comments I've been receiving in the last year is that, oh, since you started dancing with Sona, you've been smiling more on the dance floor. Because usually I'm like, so sometimes I could be so technical and like just dancing, but then that's also something to show that there's also some form of impact there in terms of the expression, the more like it brightens up the dance. So I think that's yeah, that's that gives me also more space and also more vulnerability to go to channel that part of myself.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That's a
Nice.
great
Very
answer. That's a
cool.
great answer. You guys prepared. I don't know what happened. You guys came prepared. This is someone sitting with a script here. These answers are amazing. Good one, guys. I have this question. Since I'm a dancer myself. Been dancing for 16 years, but I'm also a fitness trainer. So I focus on training dancers to get mentally and physically stronger. I've been doing that for over a decade now. How does your physical and mental, but yeah, just your health in general, even like what type of Sonia? Come on, Sonia. Come on, Sonia. That is not the expression. That is not. I haven't even asked my question.
No. I was thinking about my own condition. It was not referring to your question. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's so
What about
funny.
your physical health and mental health? Tell me a little bit about that when it comes to, even if it may look that Kizomba is very passive, it looks like a passive dance for some, but that comes down to the simple fact that a lot of people don't understand how much core connection that is needed, how much strains we are putting on our bodies as dancers, as professional or non-professional, just social dancing in general. There are so much stress and force being put on our body. Like, how do you guys take care of your own physical and mental health?
Maxwell, you want to start? You're the more healthy one.
Yeah, so I'm a big believer of lifestyle. I try to have a balance. Balance is actually one of my core values in all I do. So Um, and I put it like at the very forefront. So not just like the physical part, but also the mental part and also the spiritual part. I grew up in a very spiritual family. And so spiritual for me is also not just like about religion, but more about like connecting more to my like internal self. And so from the physical part, I try to keep up with fitness. I try to have like also a mix of different types of fitness, some
Try to.
weight
Man is out
training.
here doing half marathons and like trying to keep up with his fitness, right? Like what are we talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Literally,
Literally,
literally.
literally. Yeah, I know. This is why I said it. It's a very humble answer. I like it.
yeah, that, and also for the mental part, which is actually, I would say, more difficult as people think. Because for the physical part, you can just go to the gym and do some stuff,
Just
and
do it.
for the mental part, it's more difficult. And there, I try to get as much information and input as much as I can, also from people who are more invested or more experienced in that area, to understand what they've done, what they're doing, try to learn from them. And I would say it's still a journey.
Beautiful. Great answer. What
Yeah.
about you, Sonia? What do you do to keep up with your mental and physical health while having a normal job and dancing and traveling and teaching and show and everything?
I have to work on it. So it's so interesting because we're like yin and yang in this sense. And I'm so impressed by everything Maxwell is doing, and also the discipline that is behind that. Um, yeah, I feel I'm a chaotic, creative mess, and I have to find the balance. I really have to find the balance, and I have to take better care of my body. I'm like going in, I don't know, I'm going in extremes a little bit.
Yeah,
But I'm aware, and I think that's the first step.
most definitely.
It is the first step, but I really have to learn to deal with it because there are so many beautiful things I want to do in life and outside like my regular job, that I feel like sometimes I'm overwhelmed because I want to do all of it. And then we also have expectations on ourselves, and we're hard on ourselves. And Maxwell is a very good mirror because sometimes when I get too much in my head and too perfectionist and too imposter, he's like there and he's reminding me that we're doing this for fun and it's okay. And yeah, so for me it is a process, and I still have to learn a lot.
Don't
Yeah.
we all? Don't we all?
I
Don't we all? Thank you
We
for an
all
honest
yeah.
answer.
Linus.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just about to say, like, I think that we feel sometimes a little bit like maybe embarrassed that we don't have like a better schedule and that we don't have like more, better routines and so on. But just you voicing this, there's so many people that can relate. And I feel like I mean I'm also a person that doesn't have a fixed schedule. However, about that we are getting better on making ourselves aware of it. We want to last and we have the right goals for it. So just thank you for openly sharing that. And I really also wish that you continue to taking that to your students and make your journey also a part that people can relate to and also join into.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel with my own students as well. We're going through this together. Let's be honest, it's not perfect. So thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
now we are about to move that soul
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
for people who don't know. I actually had an event this weekend with Move That Soul and loved it. It was so much fun to get to know new dancers. And we are playing the ask part of this game. There's a move part and there's an ask part. And we are just going to ask you some questions. So
Wait,
I'm
wait,
gonna
wait, wait,
start.
wait, 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 wait,
Yeah?
wait, wait, wait,
Wait,
wait.
wait.
For people who don't know what Move That Soul is, let me explain what Move That Soul is. I think a game like this deserves a proper introduction. So if there are new people listening, Move That Soul is the world's first card game done for dancers. This is our creative force of nature called Teaser has created the world's first card game for dancers, which consists out of 70 move card, which on the move card it says maybe move like water, move from your heart space, you are blind, and then you can play it with yourself, you can play it together with someone, and then you put the music and you follow that instruction that is written on the card. On the other 70 different cards, it says there is an ask card, and these are the cards we're going to run over today, and it's to get to know each other better or to get to know yourself better within and without of the dancing community. So 70 different move cards, 70 different ask cards, world's first card game for dancers. You can go on movethatsoul.com and order it right now. And now we're going to play the ask part. Here we go. Teaser, go.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, who doesn't like to have a partner in crime to do marketing? I love that.
Come on, get plug it.
Okay. So I am going to ask Maxwell.
Ooh.
In what ways can you be kinder versus harder on yourself in your dance journey? In what ways can you be kinder versus harder on yourself in your dance journey?
In what ways? I think the first thing that comes to my head is understanding that everyone has a journey, and even though there are many people that inspire us out there, and try not to be hard on myself, if maybe someone that just started 1 year ago is already doing like amazing things and already top of the top, but try to understand, okay, we all have our journeys. Some people are there to inspire us, some people are there to give us some lessons, and we also like inspiring others, and just to kind of be patient with that journey and go with the flow, put in the work and believe that in the end something's going to work out.
Nice. I like that.
Shout out to Maxwell.
Okay.
Shout out to Maxwell and his answers.
Shout out to Maxwell. Okay.
Sonja,
I feel like I need to turn.
Sorry, keep
turn
going.
A little bit to Sonja. Yeah, let's turn to Sonja now.
Do you have? Do you want to pull a card, Teaser? I pull a card. Do you have a card there? I pull a card. Okay. So I have my own box of Move That Soul. So I'm gonna pull one of the 70 ask cards, and it says, "Describe the most recent moment when you made someone feel better." What is the most recent moment when you made someone feel better?
In dance life or in real life? Dance related, right? I think I had a beautiful conversation with like a colleague from work and a very good friend about how these times we are living in, like the political landscape of the world and also Germany, how it's okay to take it slow right now in this very moment, and that we are allowed to rest and to experience joy and just calm down and give us that moment and don't feel the urgency that we have to have the answers now. And actually, to give credit, I had this conversation with a coworker, but before I had the conversation with another person who was sharing that with me. Yeah. So I received, and it healed a part in me, and it gave me more like groundedness and calmness at this very moment. And then I was giving it, also sharing it with another person who was also feeling like more connected and more calm afterwards. So it was a beautiful gift I received, and I could give to another person also. Yeah.
That's what a beautiful answer. What a beautiful act of just paying it forward.
Yeah, that's how it works, right? Karma, and all of that. We keep paying it forward, and whatever inspires us will most definitely also inspire someone else. So nice, thank you.
Nice, thank you so much, Sonja.
I do think it's important that you guys also get to know each other, or like get to know us a little bit as well. So just for fun, we're also going to ask each other one question each, and you can just relax and and hear it out. I have asked Sebastian this many times, but I feel like because we are constantly changing as people, I want to ask it again. So, Sebastian, what has fueled you until now that you are ready to move on from?
Wow. I wasn't ready for that question. What has fueled me until now that I am ready to move on from? That is such a good question.
Yeah.
So, what has fueled me until now that I am ready to move on from?
It's for people who don't see the video, his forehead is now in 10 wrinkles
I'm
as he's
bald, right?
thinking
So
about
so
this
I'm
question.
bald. So if I'm putting my if I'm going to a thinking face, it gets a lot of wrinkles. I mean, I'm very fueled as of right now. I've been fueled about for a lot of happiness has fueled me a lot in my life. Like I am constantly seeking how to stay happy and how to remain happy. And I know a lot of people say that like happiness shouldn't be a goal. I absolutely 100% disagree. I think that is an amazing goal to go after. It's like, what are you talking about? Like that is the best feeling ever. It's like that and love. But I have also been fueled a lot by the fact that I was grown up in Sweden and I have African heritage, so I'm black, but I'm not really black. And I've been fueled for searching for something, right? And I found that something when I moved, quote, back to Africa, where I live now for the last 3 years. And I've also been representing my country, Cape Verde, for on a lot of on multiple international platforms in front of other African leaders. I went to an education called the Mandela Washington Fellowship for young African leaders, and I was the only one there representing Cape Verde. In my class, we were 20 people from 19 different African countries, and we're 50,000 people applicants in general. So I got selected. So I feel that is one of those things that I've done a lot of work around, and just like, hey, it's okay. Like I look like this. My skin tone is this light, and it does not take away the fact that I am African at all. And that is something that had fueled me in the past, like a need to belong. And then once I came to Cape Verde, it's like, oh, there is a lot of people that have my skin color, and there's a lot of people that share my experience of having a lot of racism, being exposed to a lot of racism in Europe, but then coming to Africa and experiencing not racism, but like an utanförskap, like being an outsider there also.
Yeah.
But then it's like, it's okay. Why? Because this is my reality. And as late as yesterday, I was at the beach and speaking to someone, and she goes, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "I'm Cape Verdean, but I was born in Sweden." And she's like, "Oh, your mom is white." I'm like, "Yeah, my mom is. I'm Swedish." She's like, "Oh, so you're half." I'm like, "No, but I am 100, because I feel 100% Cape Verdean, and I also do feel 100% Swedish. And I'm not I'm very uninterested in choosing sides." And that comes from my whole philosophy of just listening to a lot of reggae music and Rastafari and really embodying the concept of one love, right? So I think that is like the need for belonging was something that fueled me a lot before. But once you belong, you came to a place and it's like, hey, like I've reached a point. This is what I asked for. This is what I was searching for, and I feel I stand there right now. And I can keep talking about it. It was a long answer, but I think that's it. That's the answer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing it because it's also so intimate. So thank you so much.
Bless, thank you. Sonia, I wanted to ask you, where's your heritage? I forgot to ask you, where's your heritage, Sonia? You're German.
So my mom is Polish.
Okay.
And my dad is Iranian.
Okay, Persian
From
Polish.
Iran, yes, I'm Persian Polish.
Okay, what a mix. Wow. Yeah, okay, well then
Nice.
So I can
right.
relate.
Yeah,
I
I
can
figured.
relate.
I figured.
And me and Maxwell were just looking at each other and we're like, Can't relate to the half
Can't
half.
relate,
No.
can't relate, can't relate, can't relate. All right, Familia, let's shoot. This is for teaser. Do you get intimidated by other dancers? What would your inner advocate say to take you beyond those feelings? Do you get
Ooh.
intimidated by other dancers? What would your inner advocate say to take you beyond those feelings? Beyond those feelings.
I directly connected to what Maxwell was saying before about being kinder to the tendency we have of comparing each other's success with each other. I do not get intimidated by people's dance skills. And that is, I can stand next to someone who is like a pro, whatever, Afro house dancer or a salsa dancer, and I stand so firmly in how good I am in my life right now, in my age, and with all the experiences I have. I have been blessed with getting to know, getting to learn, and getting to perform or compete with so many styles. And so my dance journey and my dance puzzle looks so much different to somebody else. So that part, I don't feel intimidated at all. I know how quote unquote great I am, and I have got that confirmed many, many times, enough times for me to doubt that.
Bliss.
However, people's success, and when it comes to like how many bookings somebody else got or how fast somebody else dance fame got has been blown up compared to my own, that's a little bit of a trickier one because you tend to sometimes feel like it's a little bit unfair, the amount of work you put in, how much you've been like learning from the creators and understanding the style and traveling to these countries and putting in the work and putting in those 10,000 hours, you know? So when I have now come to battling those type of feelings, my inner advocate would say very similar. It's not about the fame, right? It's not about the bookings. It's about how many lives you touch on that journey and how deeply you touch them. And I rather today have 20 people that I, on a more regular basis, go in depth with, unblock fears for, and inspires growth for, than I go on 1,000 festivals where I just get a little bit, here's a snack, here's a snack. No, I want to make a meal with you now. I want us to talk about the ingredients and I want us to experience those flavors and grow together. And that depth is something that no organizer that I maybe before wanted to book me can ever understand. Only my students and my close ones and the people that they come on my path for a reason. That's the purpose. That's quote unquote why I'm here. That's why I keep on going. And I know that every time I try something else than dance, I keep on coming back to it. It is impossible almost for me to work with something else that is not dance related. It drags me back. I know it's my purpose. But the shift has definitely gone. You know, like Chronics say, me not do it for the likes, I do it for the love. And that's where I am right now, inner advocate.
That is beautiful. Give Teaser a round of applause. God damn it. What is happening? You deserve to stand.
So
Good
nice.
Ah,
answer.
Thank
thanks
you.
everyone
What
for
is
sharing.
happening? What
Thank
is
you.
happening? Good answer. Good
Thank
answer.
you
Good answer.
so much. Wow. Thank you for sharing this moment with
Yeah,
us.
Sonia and
Thank you for
Maxwell, thank you
sharing your
so much.
story. We obviously want more people to follow you and your journey. Where can people find you? Where should they click follow? Yeah, just drop us your socials. Drop us where people can see you dance, and maybe who knows, get to dance with you in the future.
Yes. Yes. So people can find us on Instagram. We have our single pages as well as a joint page. So our joint page is Sonia SONJA.Maxwell, MAXWELL_Kizomba. So on Instagram, you can find us. And also our single pages, mine is Maxwell_Dams, DAMS. And Sonia's is Sonrisa_IG. Yeah, so look for us, find us, drop us DMs. You can find us at various festivals. The next one for us, at least in Europe, will be Fresh Keys in Paris. We also give Ireland, yes,
this
as well.
weekend, yeah.
This weekend in Ireland, in Cork, to be precise. We give regular classes in Cologne. Anytime they're in Cologne or in the environment, reach out to us. Let's connect, let's dance, let's socialize. Yeah, we're super excited.
Beautiful,
Definitely. We're going to
beautiful.
link everything below, and also your event, Maxwell. We'll also link it down below.
Yes,
And yes, thank you so much for coming.
Don't forget to click subscribe, comment below, and give us a rating or review. We have a Facebook page, YouTube page, and we are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and all the other podcast platforms. We also have an Instagram, so don't forget to tag us in your favorite episode and share it with the world, because we read all of it.